this nose. Okay, that's up. Oh, I gotta say, I need to feel better. Right, hello. We are back to the Rapture again. This time we're getting the last trophy before we're done with the Platinum, which is the Completionist trophy. I've collected a guide that's going to be sat with us while we play through. This is probably going to be the most tedious streams that I do, so I might mute the audio at some point. I might, you know. I'm not going to take it blisteringly quickly. I just got a curry starting going, so in about an hour that should be good to go, and I'll be eating that then. And I guess we'll idle. So, what does this guide say? If you notice, you must listen to everything for the event to count towards completionist. Don't activate emote control, just walk away. Okay, so we have to actually listen to every single thing. Trying to look at books. Okay, so don't look at stuff while we're doing events. Don't actually require, just line up. Okay, so let's go. New game. So I'm led to believe we don't need to look at books for Completionist. We don't need to look at maps for Completionist, so this is just interacting with things to get story. Oh gosh. Even though my lungs sound pretty bad, I'm feeling quite a bit more chirpy. Just obviously still got a bit of something going through my system. And of course I've also got swollen glands as well at the moment now, which I didn't have last week. Whew.
This is Dr. Catherine Collins. I don't know if anyone will ever hear this. It's all over. I'm the only one left.
Knowing that she's alive looking at Stephen when Stephen sets himself on, you know, he self-immolates himself in the bunker. Does she even die? Or does she persist? Is she the light that's leading us around? I mean, is she the signal that still persists, that's talking to us? There are quite a few things that aren't said, and you can obviously think about. I mean, I doubt she'd want to tell the story of other villagers that are absolute arseholes to her, so... don't know. Right, so... first thing to do, listen to the radio.
I'm going to continue to broadcast for as long as I'm able. If I'm right, we should be able to pick up the signal right across the valley. The event has left markers. We don't understand it yet, but we're going to keep working to try and understand it. You can use them to find what you're looking for. The answers, they're all here. The answers are in the light.
Right, ringing phones, non-ringing phones, radios, televisions, computers, auto-triggered and motion-triggered story events. However, this thing says you don't need to stay and listen. I think possibly people's advice is a bit conflicting. Which is fine. Obviously they're trying to probe the game to discover how it behaves.
This is a special announcement by the Emergency Measures Committee. Due to exceptional circumstances, radio and television in this area has been brought under the control of the EMC as per the Crisis Preparedness and Action Bill of 1982. Keep your radio and television on at all times. Stay indoors and avoid contact with other people. Do not attempt to telephone outside your local area. Do not panic and remain civil and calm. Stay tuned to this station for updates.
The reason I'm hesitant there is, yesterday while we're doing the Radio Enthusiast trophy, and we were activating and walking away, you would hear an audible tone as you walked out of the activation sphere or whatever. It would make a doop, and the controller would vibrate. Now, I don't know if that's meant to signify you have approached something or walked away from something, but I heard it then walking out of the hut, and wondered if I'd accidentally managed to unhear that part of the story. Anyhow, motion control event.
I'm trying to do my job. You two will be the only staff on site for this rotation. I'm just saying, if the main gate's power fails, then there's no way in or out of the observatory.
That's why there are backup generators. Jesus, why the hell are we even discussing this?
Just don't you come running to me if you get locked in.
If we get locked in, we won't be able to come running to you, will we? You let us worry about the clever stuff, and you can concentrate on sweeping up leaves and changing light bulbs. Happy? Now piss off.
Arsehole.
That was unnecessary. Just because you're angry with me doesn't mean you have to take it out on everyone else.
Kate, can we just talk about this?
No, Stephen, I'm done. I just want to get out of this place, and tonight is our best chance of doing that. You prep the arrays, I'm heading up to Tower 6.
Kate. I love you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. Come on, let's get started.
You can already hear the resignation in her voice there. Like, you know, you just saying that, Steve. Right. So we're branching to the left here. Okay, yeah, it is possible to collide with the light.
Well, I suppose from that we can assume that they really are serious about this whole quarantine thing. If Mrs. Boughton wandered off that way before they closed the road, I suspect we'll never find her. Not until this whole thing blows over.
Well, it's more than a little odd. I mean, this is Yorton, for goodness sake. There was no need for them to be so rude.
Well, if they are so concerned that they are willing to close off the roads, I suspect they would argue that there is every need. What is certain is that for the time being, none of us are going anywhere.
But he had a rifle, a soldier with a rifle, in Shropshire. The world's gone stark raving mad. I've a good mind to write to my MP.
You do that, Barb, and I'll personally deliver it for you, once this blockade is removed anyway. Come on, Bob. I can't spend all day chasing pensioners around the valley. The surgery won't open itself. I need to grab some paracetamol when we get back as well. Cracking headache all of a sudden.
Who's that? Hello?
Kate, if you can hear this, you need to shut down the optical array. It's using the observatory as a conduit to reach us, and it's started spreading its range beyond the valley. Kate, we can't afford to let it do that. It's getting stronger. I'm going to call Clive back, and I'm going to force him to order the strike. I just don't see what other choice we have. God knows
Hello,
if
can you
it'll
hear
work.
me? We need help.
Who are you? Jesus, get off the phone! Get off the phone! It's in the phone! It's in the phone.
Okay, that's Reese. So, see, I got that vibration again. Boop boop.
Don't be so hard on yourself. We've all had rejections.
You haven't.
Come on. We'll look at the figures, tighten up the data, and resubmit. Your core idea is sound. You just got the numbers slightly wrong.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you. I think you are a brilliant man, Dr. Appleton. Listen. I'm here, right? We're together, you and me. The alignment event tomorrow. It's yours, okay? You saw the opportunity, you ran the numbers. Even if they can't see it, I'm proud of you.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Steven. Look on the bright side. Around here, you're a hero. Prodigal son returns, right? I'm surprised they haven't erected a statue in your honor yet.
Oh, you can laugh all you want. But I'll bet the parish council have a subcommittee working on that right now.
Extraordinary. The whole thing reminds me of high school. Seeing Mars for the first time. That same rush of excitement. My hands are shaking.
Hello? Hello? Oh, Amanda, I thought you'd left town.
We tried. We did try. But they've closed all the roads and you can't get through. And then Georgie and Ben said they had headaches. And then they started bleeding. It was horrible. They were so scared. So Neil turned the car around and we saw the house was open and I know we shouldn't have, but we just came in to clean up the kids and then Neil and I started bleeding as well and it was all over my blouse. Everyone was so tired.
It's all right, Amanda. Everything will be all right. Just try and calm down and tell me where Neil and the children are.
They're upstairs. They were tired and Neil said they could take a nap in the bed and we thought Barbara wouldn't mind as they're only children and I was so tired so Neil took them up. He took them upstairs and tucked them in.
And?
That was 6 hours ago. He never came back down. Just be too frightened to go look.
Why don't we go and look together? I can hold your hand if you like.
manage that, yes. Will you please help me?
Of course I'll help you. Neil? Neil, are you there? What are you doing? I saw you doing that.
Stay away from me. Don't come near me.
This is people's property. You're scaring them.
It's all over the village. It's got into everything. It's so fast.
What are you talking about?
It's travelling down the wires.
Dear God, man, you've lost your mind. Where is Kate? What have you done with her?
Don't you understand? It's breaching the quarantine and adapting.
Give me that bloody can. Hand it over, Appleton.
Now get off.
No, Sam, stop it.
You weedy little shit. Give
It's
me the
mine.
can. Give me the
Stop
can.
it. I need it.
Grow up!
Oh, God, no. It's starting to manifest itself everywhere.
Stephen, come back.
Oh, Christ.
See, some people are discussing on Reddit about the vibration, meaning that you've missed something. But does that just mean you've missed listening to stuff, or...? I wonder if because I'm not because I'm not stopping like the radios or the monitors from making noise, that when I wander away, it's technically. I know this is going to sound bad, but I might start a new game. Because the problem I had was I kind of expected the Completionist to fire on the first go through, because I felt like I'd been pretty thorough wandering around and exploring things. Well, that's 20 minutes of
This is Dr. Catherine Collins.
playthrough.
I don't know if anyone will ever hear this.
So we'll pretty much get to the store, and then
It's all over.
I'll have some curry to eat.
I'm the only one left.
It's a shame you can't skip these bits. I mean, obviously it's story. People are also saying the controller changes colour, so I'm going to observe that a bit more.
I'm going to continue to broadcast for as long as I'm able.
Okay, so the colour's gone from blue to
If I'm right, we should be able to pick up the signal right across the valley. The event has left markers. We don't understand it yet, but we're going to keep working to try and understand it. You can use them to find what you're looking for. The answers, they're all here. The answers are in the light.
Okay, so now it's gone blue again. Okay, it's pink.
1, 6, 1, 4, 1, 5.
Do I have to listen to a full loop?
7.
Or can I just turn it on and off? Okay, it's gone blue. So I guess that means that's done? Does looking at maps trigger a colour? No. Right. So in theory I shouldn't get a vibration as I go over to this phone over here.
This is a special announcement by the Emergency Measures Committee. Due to exceptional
Okay, that makes sense,
circumstances, radio and television in this area has been brought under the control of the EMC as per the Crisis Preparedness and Action Bill of 1982. Keep your radio and television on at all times. Stay indoors and avoid...
I have to assume interacting and then stop interacting means it's listened to. But we shall see. Okay, it's now orange.
I'm trying to do my job. You two will be the only staff on site for this rotation. I'm just saying, if the main gate's power fails, then there's no way in or out of the observatory.
That's why there are backup generators. Jesus, why the hell are we even discussing this?
Just don't you come running to me if you get locked in.
If we get locked in, we won't be able to come running to you, will we? You let us worry about the clever stuff, and you can concentrate on sweeping up leaves and changing light bulbs. Happy? Now piss off.
So
That was unnecessary. Just because you're angry with me doesn't mean you have to take it out on everyone else.
Kate, can we just talk about this?
Steven, I'm done. I just want to get out of this place, and tonight is our best chance at doing that. You prep the arrays, I'm heading up to Tower 6.
Kate. I love you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. Come on, let's get started.
It's blue again.
Well, I suppose from that we can assume that they really are serious about this whole quarantine thing. If Mrs. Boughton wandered off that way before they closed the road, I suspect we'll never find her. Not until this whole thing blows over.
Well, it's more than a little odd. I mean, this is Yorton, for goodness sake. There was no need for them to be so rude.
Well, if they are so concerned that they are willing to close off the roads, I suspect they would argue that there is every need. What is certain is that for the time being, none of us are going anywhere.
But he had a rifle, a soldier with a rifle, in Shropshire. The world's gone stark raving mad. I've a good mind to write to my MP.
You do that, Barb, and I'll personally deliver it for you. Once this blockade is removed anyway. Come on, Bob. I can't spend all day chasing pensioners around the valley. The surgery won't open itself. I need to grab some paracetamol when we get back as well. Cracking headache all of a sudden.
Who's that? Hello?
Kate, if you can hear this, you need to shut down the optical array. It's using the observatory as a conduit to reach us, and it's started spreading its range beyond the valley. Kate, we can't afford to let it do that. It's getting stronger. I'm going to call Clive back, and I'm going to force him to order the strike. I just don't see what other choice we have. God knows
Hello,
if
can you
it'll
hear
work.
me? We need help.
Who are you? Jesus, get off the phone! Get off the phone! It's in the phone! It's in the phone.
Don't be so hard on yourself. We've all had rejections.
You haven't.
Come on. We'll look at the figures, tighten up the data, and resubmit. Your core idea is sound. You just got the numbers slightly wrong.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing you. I think you are a brilliant man, Dr. Appleton. Listen. I'm here, right? We're together, you and me. The alignment event tomorrow. It's yours, okay? You saw the opportunity, you ran the numbers. Even if they can't see it, I'm proud of you.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Steven. Look on the bright side. Around here, you're a hero. Prodigal son returns, right? I'm surprised they haven't erected a statue in your honor yet.
Oh, you can laugh all you want. But I'll bet the parish council have a subcommittee working on that right now.
Extraordinary. The whole thing reminds me of high school. Seeing Mars for the first time. That same rush of excitement. My hands are shaking.
Hello? Hello? Oh, Amanda, I thought you'd left town.
tried. We did try. But they've closed all the roads and you can't get through. And then Georgie and Ben said they had headaches. And then they started bleeding. It was horrible. They were so scared. So Neil turned the car around and we saw the house was open. And I know we shouldn't have, but we just came in to clean up the kids. And then Neil and I started bleeding as well. And it's all over my blouse. They were all so tired.
It's all right, Amanda. Everything will be all right. Just try and calm down and tell me where Neil and the children are.
They're upstairs. They were tired, and Neil said they could take a nap in the bed. And we thought Barbara wouldn't mind as there were only children. And I was so tired, so Neil took them up. He took them upstairs to tuck them in.
And?
That was 6 hours ago. I never came back down. Just be too frightened to go look.
Why don't we go and look together? I can hold your hand if you like.
Yeah. I think I could manage that, yes. Will you please help me?
Of course I'll help you. Neil? Neil, are you there?
Just went to see how dinner's doing. See that event's done. I'd love to know if these are open-ended, or if it gives you enough information from... Because if it wants us to fully listen to them, and yeah, it's a loop, and there are quite a few TVs, it's just a bit pointless. That's the same nonsense as the TV. Now we're going to the stores to discover that Stephen's been painting symbols on stuff.
I saw you doing that.
Stay away from me. Don't come near me.
This is people's property. You're scaring them.
It's all over the village. It's got into everything. It's so fast.
What are you talking about?
It's travelling down the wires.
Dear God, man, you've lost your mind. Where is Kate? What have you done with her?
Don't you understand? It's breaching the quarantine and adapting.
Give me that bloody can. Hand it over, Appleton.
Now get off.
No, Sam, stop it. You weedy little shit.
It's
Give me the
mine.
Can. Give me the
Stop
can.
it. I need it.
Grow up!
Fuck. Oh, God, no. It's starting to manifest itself everywhere.
Stephen, come back.
Oh, Christ.
Right, so community centre time up here.
What about the station?
That's shut down too. So there's no way in or out of the valley. They're obviously serious about this flu thing.
Phil doesn't think it's flu at all. He said he's been practicing medicine for 30 years and he's seen plenty of flu, and he said this doesn't feel right at all.
Well, there's nothing of any use on the radio.
Sorry I'm late, everyone. Have you started?
Yes, but to be honest, there's not really that much to discuss. This quarantine is in place, there's roadblocks and everything. No one really seems to know anything, but people are definitely missing. More of them too, not just a couple of old biddies. No one's seen the Sullivans since yesterday, and the house is just
We should have seen more of Meg's story.
I just got back from the farm. All of Frank's cows died in the night. He's devastated.
Oh man, hasn't he had enough for 1 year? First Mary and now this.
Charlie's voice sounds
Coming
familiar.
in to sort this mess out, we're just gonna have to do it
Like someone from
ourselves.
Biker Grove or something.
Barbara, get Phil to do a stock take on medication. Jeremy, put the word out for people to congregate at the village hall. It's best we get everyone in one place for the time being.
Good.
I'll organise supplies. We'll have a lot of hungry mouths to feed. There's plenty at the depot, but well, let's start with what's here in the village. I'll draw up a rota. Charlie, you help me with that?
Anything for you, Meg?
I'll head out into the valley and scoop up the isolated families and check in with Lizzie Graves at the camp. Has anyone seen or heard anything from Stephen Appleton or his wife?
So now we need to go to the cellar and see the diorama where Jeremy falls over. So it's not. It's this door here. Ba, 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 da, 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 da.
I couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything.
Stop it. Calm down.
I'll get back. It's in my head. Howard, wait. Ah! Father. Father, are you all right?
It's my ankle. Oh, Jesus, Lord, I think it's broken. Howard, go and get help.
There's no one left. No one's coming to help us.
Please, Howard, fetch help.
The light. There in the light. I can see
where
everyone in the light.
Howard leaves us.
Oh my God. Help me.
Sorry, Howard. Didn't mean to walk through you.
I've been recording the pattern for 3 hours and so far have accumulated over 3 megabytes of binary data. The pattern does not, at this point, seem to be part of any recognizably closed loop, but there remains symmetry, despite the conflicts.
Meg? Meg, are you here?
Yeah, I'm in the lounge.
There are too many empty houses tonight. Most of the village is gone now.
My head's killing me. Have you listened to the phones?
No, I thought they were all dead.
There's a strange kind of static now. I think I heard numbers in it. It sounded like the American woman.
Kate? She's still alive. No one's seen her.
Is Charlie back?
Not yet, no. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Father. Listen, you go on ahead. I'll just rest here a little longer.
Sleep well.
Electrical failures all over Tower 6. The light is flowing like liquid. Its sense of purpose is overwhelming. There's something in... Stephen? Stephen, is that you?
Doesn't even reach the back fence, silly old bugger.
Well, loaves and fishes we can manage, but garden design is a little bit...
Might I have a word?
Mrs. Boyles, of course. Meg, will you excuse us, please?
See you back at Charlie's later. Cheerio, Wendy.
I was speaking to Barbara. She said there were some irregularities about Mary's morphine.
Good grief. I mean, those are private medical records. Barbara should know better than to be discussing that sort of thing with you. If Dr. Wade finds out, he'll have no choice but to suspend her. Damn it, Wendy! Your brother is grieving. Mary was sick for a long time, and I'm glad it's over for her. Go and support Frank. He needs you now.
God knows what you did. He sees. I just pray can overlook
I love the
Mary's
little
weakness,
finger
but
wag there
you,
in her
a man of the
animation.
cloth,
If you have an issue with...
bring shame on this parish.
If you have an
Yes,
issue,
that's here.
I suggest you write to the Bishop of the Diocese.
Okay, it sounds like the curry's done, so... I'm just going to idle in this gatehouse of the church while I get my food, and we shall continue it in a minute. There we go. Nice saffron and curry leaves rice with a nice butternut Joffrey. I'm not entirely sure how I'd call this source I've made. Right, so now we're triggering another event at this house here. Yes, I think there is. Is there a bike here? Yep.
If you could just have a word with them, perhaps. They listen to you.
Well, I really don't see what it has to do with me at all.
The village looks up to you. I just think with what's been happening with Mr. Coles and Mrs. Boughton and the others, people need somewhere to talk, to feel safe.
Perhaps they don't think that your church is somewhere they feel particularly safe.
I don't need your forgiveness, Wendy. Or theirs. Whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. Romans chapter 2, verse 1.
Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them. Matthew chapter 6, verse 1. It's not my judgment you should be worried about, Father. But fine. I'll talk to Barbara. Ask her to put a note up in the surgery about an extra service. Will that do?
Would like to know what happened with Jeremy, that she's giving him such attitude.
It wasn't just some distortion of physics. I may not understand it yet, but it wasn't an accident. All of the clocks, what happened at Tower 6, it's just not random. There's an effort. An attempt to communicate.
Well, there she answers why all the clocks are on 6:07. At the intersection, turn left. What? I think potentially this guide is less than useful. I guess it's in here? Yeah.
I saw you from the main road. Not many people are moving around now.
I was looking for Dr. Wade.
Listen, Frank. I don't know what's happened, but your Stephen seems to think he's responsible.
I reckon he is.
He said, Kate's still up at the observatory, but the gates are locked. Frank, there's going to be a rescue soon, I'm sure of it. They'll send planes or something.
Well, they'll send planes, all right. This pattern of his, we're in the center of it. Which means if they intend to stop it, we're right in the firing line.
Let's see, Frank understands. I suppose there's a chance I just didn't use one of these phones that's just in the darkness.
Meg, come and have a look at this.
Oh, I don't believe it. Charlie?
Jeremy reckons someone had been raiding all the empty houses. He said a load of stuff had been taken.
What's up?
It looks like someone's been collecting their own supplies.
Bastard.
Well, we've got enough stock in the warehouse to keep the entire village going for months.
We should get a truck.
What, and go and get all of it now?
Yeah, why not? It's Appleton. It's that bloody crackpot, Stephen Appleton. I'm gonna fucking do him.
Sam, it's fine. We better get moving before the weather turns. You come in. We'll swing by the camp and get Rachel on the way back.
I do wonder why Sam's got a thing for him. Because obviously, later on, Stephen beats him to death with a hammer. You're like, okay. Past history, I guess. It's just the way it randomly comes on. It's just like, it was an accident. You're like, really?
Dr. Wade, here you are. There's a queue of patients a mile long out there.
Just send them to the village hall with the others, please, Bob.
Doctor, people are scared. Mrs. Gable's just called me and said her husband's vanished. She was very frightened. She said there was blood coming up from his ears and his nose.
What the hell do you want me to do? Until they lift the quarantine, we're not going anywhere. Just tell them to drink plenty of fluids, stay warm, and follow the instructions on the radio.
Dr. Phil, please, you have a duty to your patient. Your nose.
Visual and auditory distortions are becoming more frequent, along with mild convulsions to the left side, all of which support a preliminary diagnosis of intracranial hypertension, occurring as a result of a substantial and rapidly expanding tumor, originating, I believe, within the hypothalamus. Cognitive functions are currently unimpaired. Aside from this crippling headache, hemorrhaging is becoming more frequent, with darker clots passing through the nasal passages primarily. I believe I am dying. This is certainly not flu or anything else I have ever encountered. And certainly, a tumor cannot expand this rapidly. In the blood clots, I see tiny flecks of what looks almost like, if I had to try and find a description, liquid light. I cannot explain this phenomenon.
So this is how you get to the big house. I knew I'd watched the event on this swing before. Yesterday when I came across it, walking back through the shortcuts.
You have to make a decision.
'Cause obviously there's a shortcut
especially
there.
now.
But I do love him, Father. I love them both.
He's married. There are other people involved in this.
Oh, I hardly think that anyone's in the position to claim the moral high ground, do you?
Yeah, I take your point about Stephen and Robert, but I think Kate might see things differently.
Do you? I mean, she's not screwing anyone else, pardon my French, but she spends all day and night locked up in that observatory. Stephen says they barely see each other. That's hardly a marriage, is it?
That was delicious. Right. we go into this gate here. Something to our right here.
The magnetic field is causing disruptions to phone signals and the rest of the electrics. There are voices on the line. It's 4 a.m. Maybe everyone is up looking at the light show.
Right, now we go to the pub car park. That's just here.
You know, they see me as an outsider here as well.
Is that supposed to make me feel any better?
You know, I understand it's difficult. That's all I'm saying. Your lot up at Vallis have never mixed with the local community. People here, they don't really understand what you do up there.
Are you trying to get me to come to your church?
It's not just about faith. It's about the community. Be involved. Be seen as part of it. One of them.
Good morning, Father. Lovely day. Oh, hello. Mrs. Appleton, isn't it?
It's Dr. Collins.
Lady scientist. Whatever next.
Good morning, Barbara.
You really think that's a community that will ever see me as one of them? I can live with them staring at me. If they just stay out of my way. Keep looking, but it makes no sense. The area we picked the pattern up from can no longer be located on the scope. That's just not possible. You can see significant changes to the quality of the ambient light in that part of the sky. It's overexposed, like a Polaroid left in direct sunlight.
Benjamin, Georgie, leave it alone. It might have fleas.
Hello, Amanda. What are they up to?
Oh, they found another dead bird. I do wish the council would clean them up.
Well, apparently they're saying it's a flu epidemic. And I gather they'll be closing the roads and stations, so they're worried enough for that.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, you don't mess about with the flu outbreak, I suppose. But look, I'm just saying, if you were planning on taking the kids to Wales, now might be the time to do it.
Well, thanks, Barbara. I'll have a word with Neil, see what he thinks. Now, George, Benjamin, for God's sake, leave it alone!
Right, we've now passed a quarter of the way for the story, for the Completionist trophy.
Is everything all right?
Get out of my way.
Where's Kate?
Where do you think she is?
Stephen, what's going on?
Screw Kate. It's all her fault anyway.
What's that mark on your face? Stephen! Stephen!
He's grumpy.
Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you out there, you bastard? You got them all? You got them all? Oh, Jesus Christ. Help me, oh Lord. Give me strength. Hello? Hello, is anyone there? Is anyone still there? Oh. You are still here, then? I should have expected that. Come on, then. Let's get this over and done with. I've got my parishioners to attend to. Their line has gone out through all the earth. And their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Oh God.
ever so drawn this morning.
That bloody dog kept me awake. And there was that thing in the sky. The radio says it was an electrical storm, but I don't know what it was. This morning, I found some dead birds in the garden.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wonder if it might have had something to do with the atmospheric conditions.
Why, Stephen will probably know. I'll give him a call in a bit.
Wendy, I've popped around because we've had some incidents with some of the more elderly residents. Mrs. Boughton has, well, vanished, for want of a better word. Wandered off somewhere, no doubt. I thought I'd best check and see you're all right.
The council are talking about a flu epidemic.
Yes, well, I'm not sure it's flu as such. But no headaches, nosebleeds, no joint pains or digestive issues?
Dr. Wade, I'm as fit as a fiddle. Go and find some real sick people to look after. And if you see that son of mine, tell him that his mother's looking for him. Amanda?
Oh, just for a few days, yeah. First thing in the morning. I don't want the kids to catch this flu if it's going round.
It's probably that father, Jeremy, spreading it around while he tries to bully everyone into donations for the summer fete.
Seems very quiet in the village, actually, Wendy. Not much bullying to be done.
Oh, Father. I didn't know you were here.
Clearly. Listen, I came up here to tell Amanda that we've had some vandalism in the village. Must be a teenage thing. Tagging, I think they call it. Someone's painting all over doors and things.
Little vandals. Well, I'll tell Neil to make sure we're properly locked up when we go.
A good man like my Eddie gone. And these thugs and yobs running around defacing property. He gave everything to his country, and look what he got in return. Nothing but an early death.
He had a good life, Wendy.
He had a short life. I look to my birds, Father. Lives lived unencumbered, free and simple. That's as God meant things to be.
Every computer in the observatory has set itself to 6:07 a.m. June 6th, 1984. I don't understand what that means.
Substation before we cut the lines. The interchange there just started dialing numbers at random.
And the symptoms you're seeing match those we've been tracking here?
Sickness, headaches, nosebleeds, eventual hemorrhage, then just light, whatever the hell that means.
Then we've got to stop it before it finds another way out of the valley. Clive, you've got to order a strike.
What?
An airstrike. We have to kill it.
No, I don't agree. We've quarantined the valley, we've cut the lines. It's contained.
What if you're wrong? Are you happy to have that on your conscience?
Stephen, I said it's contained.
Hello, Frank Appleton.
Breaker lost cowboy, this is Traveling Sherlock. You copy, over.
You damn bugger, Charlie. You don't do it when you're using the phone.
You'd say this too seriously, Appleton, I'm telling you.
It's serious, it's not larking about.
You be listening to your number stations again, Frankie.
It's not funny. It's serious stuff, and you should mind it. Now then, I'm assuming this is about a pint.
I am going to the Whistler. My round, I think.
I'll not argue with that.
Frank, have you seen the sky? It's amazing. Don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
I didn't realize we were off to a poetry recital as well, Charlie. Terry called this morning. Said there was a problem with Harvey. Said he couldn't get through to the vet, so I said I'd come round and take a look.
There's a lot of dead birds today. More here, too, poor little things. I've been trying to get hold of Steve, and he always knows what to do.
Got round here and no sign of either of them.
With any luck, the stupid creature will have run under a car. It's probably rabies.
Harvey! Harvey, come on, boy.
Come on, Harvey.
Come on, Harvey. Come on, boy.
Harvey!
Harvey!
Push it. Push the bloody thing.
You push it. I told you it would get stuck.
Should have just taken the car. This was a stupid idea.
Moving here was a stupid idea. And I told you, Barbara said they blocked the roads. You go and look then.
Wait, is that Harvey? Harvey? Harvey!
Harvey! Here, boy! Come here, boy!
Wendy, I'm married. You have to stop this. He's still sweet on you, Elizabeth.
He left. It's too late.
You loved each other long before she came along. It's just about making things as they should be.
Wendy, no.
It's not like you won't bump into each other anyway. One drink, what can that hurt?
One drink, maybe.
Oh, one drink, wonderful.
Okay, it's incredibly hard to see.
Phone call from Stephen. He wants to shut down the receiver, something about instances across the valley. There's intermittent electrostatic discharges radiating out of Tower 6. All of the electrics on the main gate are blown. I'll find time to take a look once the data stream begins to calm down here.
I can't see him. Should we go down?
Just leave it. We've got to keep moving.
Sean! We can't just leave him. He must be really badly hurt.
Jesus, Diana, we've got the kid in the car. We should just keep driving.
We can't just drive off and... Look, he's there. He's in the car. Oh, he's hurt. We've got to get down there.
I said, leave him. We've got to get out of the valley while we can.
Oh, my God, he's trying to undo his seatbelt.
There we are. He's fine then. Come on, love. Grief, Wendy, you'll catch your death.
They're all dead, Father. All of my birds.
Here. Take my jacket.
I tried to be a good woman. A Christian woman. But I've been proud.
Just as the Lord forgave you, so also should you. What matters is we try our best. God sees that. Come back to the village with me.
I'm not so far from Stevens now. I need to find my son. It's what Eddie would have done.
Yes. I suppose it is. I'll say a prayer for you.
Thank you, Father. She loved you, you know, Mary. You helped her. I'm sorry if I judged you harshly.
It doesn't matter now. It's late. You should find a place to sleep. I'm sure when the sun comes up, everything will seem better.
What's happened?
Stephen, thank God. Listen, I need you to get to the junction box, see if there's a phone working. No, stay back, don't come up here!
Oh, Christ.
Is that...
Bloody idiots! Where the hell did they think they were going?
I think they must have thought they could walk out along the line.
Well, there won't be any more trains now.
You're a callous bastard, Stephen.
Just pragmatic, Howard. Did you say there's a working phone in the junction box?
I lost my shoes. I lost my shoes, sir. There's arches on the green. They've taken my shoes, sir.
Howard? Howard Lantham! You open the door this instant, young man.
I lost my shoes.
Now get up. Get up.
I lost my shoes.
What on earth are you doing here, Howard?
Stephen. He told me to stay in case Lizzie phoned.
Stephen, where is he?
What are you doing with those birds?
Concentrate, Howard. Where's Stephen?
He said we couldn't help them.
He took my shoes so I'd stay.
Listen to me, Howard Lantham. You find your shoes and you get to the village. Find Father Jeremy, he'll give you some soup or something. Be off with you.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna find my son. Then I'm gonna ask him what on earth he thinks he's doing.
So I guess he was trying to save Howard by saying, stay here. But there's a working phone, so I don't... Should I go down there? Let's go back to the road this way. This guy said this motion control event that we saw previously to that one would be something that appears now. So I wonder if they went up the other staircase for that. And I think the order should matter. So that's 51 of 128. We're making good time, I guess. Right, so we turn right before the bridge here.
Fancy seeing you here. Oh. Is everything all right, my dear?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all right. I'm all right. It's just... Robert.
That man doesn't deserve you. I know everybody thinks I'm just a mithering old busybody, but someone has to say what everyone else is thinking. We both know that this marriage, it's not how things are supposed to be.
Are you talking about me and Robert? Or is this really about Stephen and Kate?
I suppose it is. I have to accept it. I know, but she doesn't belong here. You see that, don't you? There's a place for people, and this isn't hers.
Oh.
But I'm not talking about the colour of her skin. Don't look at me like that. What they do up there, it's not natural. There are some things we're not supposed to understand. I don't like her. And I don't like how Stephen is around her. He was a better man when he was with you.
I like the story. It's told in an interesting manner, I have to say that. We're about 2 hours in at the moment, wandering around the second story, so if you don't want to learn too much about the story, I wouldn't watch much more. But no, I liked it.
Rachel, darling, I'm sorry about taping over your music, but that is your dad and I, in case you come home. I mean, I know Mrs. Graves is looking after you over there, but just in case you come home, we wanted to let you know we're going to head over to Barb's.
Evie! Evie!
Sam, I'm leaving a message for Rachel. Are you going to say hello?
Jesus Christ, Evie, we ain't got time for this. The bloody car won't start. We're going to have to walk.
Sam, shush, it's for Rachel in case she comes back here.
But Charlie says everyone's getting together at the hall. Rachel's at the camp. She'll be fine.
Rachel, darling, anyway, listen, as I was saying, we're going to be at the village hall. We'll wait there for you. I think it's best if you just stay put and mind what Mrs. Graves tells you. We love you, darling. Bye.
You finished? Right, grab that bloody case and let's get moving. Come on.
There's something in the observatory with me. I can feel it reaching out to me. When it's close, I'm overcome with the most profound sense of loneliness.
Wendy, wake up.
Eddie, is that you?
No, it's me. It's Frank.
Oh, Frank. The door was open. I didn't think Graham would mind.
I'm sure he won't. What are you doing here?
Looking for Stephen, but he just ran out of steam. And the door was open. Have you listened to the radio? I thought I heard him on the radio before.
It's all over the valley. Don't you get that? This isn't some abstract thing. Whatever came down into the tower has got out. They've quarantined the whole valley.
It's right here in the observatory.
It's out in the world. It's adapting and spreading. Do you understand?
What's he mean?
We can't turn it away.
What's he talking about?
I dunno ken. But if he's on the radio, we can try and reach him on the CB. You go to Stephen's house, and if I get hold of him, I'll tell him to come and find you.
Come on, you stupid bastard. It's not now, come on. God damn bloody thing! Jesus! Come on, not now! Jesus, come on, you bastard! Start, you bastard! Come on! Ah!
Stephen? Stephen, are you here? It's your mother. Answer me. Stephen! What have you done, Stephen? Oh, Kate.
There must be a logic to the pattern. It's shifting in response to me. It's alive. It's the only explanation.
Okay, so that's Wendy's story complete.
Stephen, where's Kate? Are you here? Stephen? I can hear the planes. It's the government coming to rescue us. You can come out now. It's all gonna be all right. I can hear the jets coming. It's like when Eddie came home. It's like your dad coming home again. I'm here. I'm down here. This way.
Excuse me.
I messed up, Frank, but I've done my time. They shouldn't keep on punishing me.
Some folk won't let go, Reese, and they've got nothing better to do than to poke their noses into other people's business. There's nothing you can do about it, son.
I'm doing a good job. I'm working hard. I swear, Mrs. Graves thinks I'll start nicking stuff if she turns her back for a second.
Liz is all right. She's one of the good ones.
Yeah, well, she's not exactly honest with her husband about what she gets up to.
None of that. You're angry about people judging you. Don't be so fast to judge others.
I'm sorry, Frank.
Keep your gob shut, your nose clean, and your head down. Do you think you can manage that?
Gob, nose, head. Got it.
And steer clear of that Rachel girl. If I've seen you two making eyes at each other, and so's her dad. And you don't want Sam Baker coming round after you. Now, Pass me that socket spanner and we'll see if we can get this wheel back.
Can you see the observatory from there?
That's over the ridge, just past the windmill. You want to live near the station in case you need a quick getaway?
Something like that. So you and Steven, I'm sensing there's not a lot of love lost there, huh?
That's between him, me, and the cows.
You're gonna have to explain that one for me.
It's nobody else's business. Look, you seem all right to me. You don't want to worry about that lot in the village.
Provided I'm left alone, I'm happy. Steven's the one who likes to be at the center of things.
No change there, then.
Francis Appleton. You are a bad man. No wonder your sister won't talk to you. Under the microscope, you could see how the light was following the cellular structure of its wings. The neural simplicity of the insects seems to prevent a full-blown infestation, so there's none of the hemorrhaging I'm seeing in the birds. But Steven's wrong. This isn't an attack. It's a byproduct of the attempt to communicate. It's getting smarter. It's learning as it adapts. I'm confident of a breakthrough soon.
Breaker 9, call in on 9. This is Lost Cowboy looking for anyone out there. Hello? Breaker 1-9. Breaker Travelin' Sherlock. Charlie, you out there? Over. Hello?
My family, my wife, kids, you know perfectly well what you've got to do.
I can't do it. Don't ask me to do it. You're asking me to sign their death warrant. My own family.
Damn it, don't you think I'm aware of that? I'll still be here when you drop the fucking stuff.
No.
Don't you lecture me about sacrifice, you spineless little shit.
Stupid bastard!
If you're so full of ideas, you come here and try dealing with it. Tell them the time when we had a choice is over. Tell them to do it. You've got to do it now.
Okay, and you had a recollection of hearing that conversation before. It's Frank overhears it when he's calling out. Right, we're going this way. We have now got halfway. At least for the trophy progress. It's Still got a decent chunk of the story left to get through.
It just seems a bit odd, that's all. She's just over the hill. Why can't we go and collect her?
You heard the radio. Try to minimize contact with different groups of people. Might be spreading that way. Besides, Father Jeremy told me that Lizzie Graves said they're all fine. They're still planning on putting on their show.
So how does Father Jeremy know what's going on at the camp if we're all supposed to be staying at home?
A special dispensation for the clergy or something. I'm sure Rachel will be all right. She seems to live at the camp these days anyway.
She's 16, Sam. It's going to happen. I was pregnant when I was 17.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm worried about what Rachel gets up to. Come on, give me that other case. We'll still be here at midnight if we don't get a bloody move on.
Can't understand why the car wouldn't start. I'll have to get someone out to take a look at it.
Thank you. Well, for the last 20 years as a semi-professional, yes, I suppose you could call it that. Well, we run a club here. A mix of hobby stargazers and more serious scientists. They sometimes let us use the observatory telescopes, but normally it's just a back garden sort of thing. Well, no, that's the thing. It's not like you need the Jodrell Bank to see it. There's just too many of them. Of course I'm serious. Go outside and count them. It's Orion, for God's sake. It's not difficult to find. Well, you tell me how many bloody stars are supposed to be on a belt, then.
Not many.
You knew.
Wade called me in about 6 weeks after, once he thought I could cope with knowing. Can I ever repay you for what you did?
She was a good woman, Frank.
The best.
We should come back to church. Back to the community you're missed.
I hate him, Father. I can't get down on my knees and pretend otherwise. And I don't understand why you don't hate him too.
I try my hardest not to, Frank. Goes against the job description somewhat. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for. The conviction of things not seen. We have to trust him. Even when his methods are hidden from view. Maybe see you on Sunday.
hung up on Stephen. He doesn't understand. Even if he were here to experience it directly, I'm still not sure he would. There has to be a way of consolidating, of offering reciprocal amplification to this signal. The radio telescope in Tower 6 is burned out. The background radiation coming in from the Penrose region is off the scale. It's like mathematics is bending along with the light. Everything is bathed in a strange glow. My face is still numb from the burn.
How's your sister, Frank?
We've not spoken since the funeral.
Ah, I see. Well, listen, I did rather wonder if you might do me a bit of a favor and check in on her, see if she's all right.
Dr. Wade, if they dropped the bomb, there'd be naught left but cockroaches and Wendy Boyles.
It's a bit odd, really. There's an old chap, John Coles, regular visitor at Lakeside, went walkabout sometime last night. Now it appears Mrs. Boughton has done the same.
Enid? Well, that'd be clever. They amputated her leg last spring.
Yes, that's the thing. I've also got a surgery full of people with nosebleeds and headaches. The council are saying influenza, but I've been practicing for 35 years and I'm not convinced. I just wondered if you might pop by and see her.
Even if I did, do you really think she'd let me in?
Fine. Forget it. I'll see her. Leave it to me. Oh, and Frank, call the hospital and get them to collect all this stuff. It's been 8 months.
Bloody England. You can't just stop the train, stop people travelling about the place. I don't like it, Frank. I don't like it at all.
Well, nobody likes it. No sense sweating cobs over it.
Folk all riled about it, giving me grief. I didn't stop the bloody trains, did I? And did they give me any warning? No, they bloody didn't. Yesterday, it's all like, keep 'em calm, Howard, minor disruptions, and today it's all government edicts and not until further notice, and you'll manage. Half the village has vanished.
It's a couple of people. It's hardly half the village.
Oh, right now. You forget, I've seen things. I was in the Falklands. I tell you, I got out the old air raid siren to test it this morning.
Air raid siren? What on earth are you going to do with one of those?
I found it in the station storeroom. Took it home, stuck it under the bed. Thought it might be worth something one day. Oh, damn it.
It's all right. It's just a nosebleed. Here, use my Yankee. It's clean.
Thanks, Frank, thanks. Been getting like a bloody train all day.
power spiked with the last discharge and then went out again, and I could see the aurora dancing around Tower 6. At the same time, the headache intensified, and I think I began to hallucinate. Old and new memories are clashing and tumbling around me. We're on the cusp of a breakthrough. I can feel it.
Miss Graham.
Morning, Frank.
You look a little out of breath. What's up?
Bloody observatory gates have failed. I came to see if I could borrow a ladder.
Bloody hell, there's a 12-foot drop the other side of that wall.
I'm old, but I'm not useless, no. Can I borrow the ladder?
No one said you were useless. Reese?
Aye, Frank?
Fetch Graham the ladder, will you, lad? It's round the side of the barn.
Will do.
And you be careful. I don't want Stephen Appleton coming mithering round here because you've broken your neck. I want a word with you.
Jesus, what the bloody hell are you doing?
What are you up to?
Get out of my way. This is important.
You've been with Lizzie. You mess with her, I'll knock your bloody block off,
I
son.
need to track the pattern. It's critical.
What are you talking about, Stephen? People are sick. Birds are dying. My cows are dead. Where's Kate?
Still up at the tower for all I know. I could recalibrate the radial coordinates on the primary oscillators. If that holds up...
Stephen, where's Kate? What's going on?
Just keep out of my way!
You never mentioned anything about them sickening yesterday.
I checked them last night on the way back, and they were fine. I woke up this morning, and the whole lot had gone. Tell me, Charlie, have you heard any birds today?
Well, I've not really been paying any attention.
That sister of mine reckons they're dropping out the sky all round the region. And Dr. Wade reckons there's sick folk all over the village.
Meg said not to bother trying to get deliveries out. Set the quarantine in the whole valley. I reckon it's best we just sit it out. It'll all come right, Frank.
This'll all come right?
Yeah, right. I am sorry about your cows, Frank. But when things settle down, they'll see you all right. There's got to be provision for this sort of thing.
You want to listen to the radio more? Things don't seem like they're settling down at all. I tell you, Charlie, something big is happening. So he managed to get the transfer to the observatory then?
Well, this Catherine woman must have swung it. Now he says they're getting married before they come back. It's typical. Why can't he just wait till he's home?
Are you gonna go?
Goodness, no. It'll be full of her people. I expect they do things differently.
You wanna come in for a cup of tea?
Oh, I don't think so.
For Christ's sake, woman, it's been 8 months. Won't you just come in and talk?
Well, you didn't want to talk when Mary was still alive. You and Charlie Tate out drowning your sorrows when you should have been at home nursing your wife.
You could be a nasty old bird, Wendy Boyles.
Frank Appleton, you come back here and say that again. Our mother always said you were a bad egg. You'll come a cropper, you mark my words.
Okay, so I think that's a story I missed in my first playthrough. I don't recall that one.
There you go.
Oh, thanks, Frank. That should get it out of the way. I don't know what happened. It just died on me.
Give it another go.
Oh, I only just put petrol in it as well. Robert's taken the other car into town. I wish he'd get back. He promised me that he'd be back this morning.
You think he's off on another bender?
Oh, I can't police him all the time, Frank. He's not a child.
What's going on, Lizzie?
Nothing.
You're seeing Stephen again, aren't you? You two can't keep pithering on like this. If Robert hasn't already worked it out, he soon will.
Oh, not if he carries on drinking the way he is. Pardon my French, but bloody shitting thing, why won't it start?
Come on, I'll give you a lift.
Telescope up and running again, but the pattern has burnt itself onto the lens. It's soaking up light and radiation, but not routing it anywhere, so I can only guess that it's using it as an energy source in its attempts to communicate. It needs more power. I wonder if I could boost the reception by using multiple towers.
Frank, for God's sake, stop!
Keep back, you bastard. I know what you've done.
Where's Lizzie? Where is she? I've got to find her.
You stay away. Someone's got to warn them. Someone's got to stop it.
You can't stop it. You have to understand. You hate me, I get that. But if we don't do this, it's not just the valley, it's everything, Frank. It's all gone.
You're talking bollocks.
You can't stop it!
You take one step closer, I'll bash your bloody skull in, I swear to God.
All right, I'm going. But if you see Lizzie, tell her to get out. There's still time. Please, Frank. For her, not me.
If you're that bloody caring, you can save her yourself.
Don't you get it? I have to stay. Someone has to be here to confirm that everyone is dead.
And that's all of Frank. I think once I trigger this cutscene, I'm going to go make a cup of tea, use the toilet. So it's going to idle in darkness, with nice sparkly orbs glowing from the ground. This event here is 80 out of 128, so good progress. Frank's up here using the air raid siren that, was it Howard mentioned earlier, finding in the store cupboard? I think it was Howard, it might have been Charlie.
My name is Frank Jacob
I'll be right back.
Appleton. And if you're listening to this, then maybe Stephen was right. And by sending the planes, he stopped it all getting worse. It's a beautiful morning. I wasn't there when Mary died. I was too scared. So I went to the pub instead. What will be, Frank, she said. And I just want you to face it with me. And I didn't. But I will now. I will face it with you now, Mary. They're coming.
There we go. Nice cup of Earl Grey. So Frank has now turned to nothingness, and we continue. Now we're going to walk to the caravan park, or as they call it, the Lakeside Holiday Camp. These bits are a bit laboured, I have to say. I get they're trying to sow atmosphere, let you relax a little. The game doesn't save at these points, it saves either side of them, so it's not as if at this point you can just walk away for the evening or something. And you can't run. Please run. It's time for rain.
Mrs. Graves! Lizzie, Mrs. Graves!
Rachel? Hey, what on earth's going on?
It's been awful. The thunder and the lightning and all the power went out. And everyone was in the hall, so I told them all to stay put. And then Sean Davis said he was going to be told what to do by a stupid bloody girl and went out for a cigarette. And then didn't come back. And then Di, she went out after him and she didn't come back either.
Where's Dylan? Was he with Sean and Di?
No, I'd be looking after him. Do you think they'll come back?
I don't know, Rachel.
I don't care what anyone thinks. I just know if he was my baby, I could never leave him. Even if the whole world was coming to an end, I'd make sure he came first.
You'd be a good mum, Rachel. But don't worry. It's fine. Go back inside and tell everyone that they're doing a great job.
Now we know they tried to leave.
Wonderful job. I just got a few things to finish up here, and then I'll come in and join you all.
Right.
Go on.
We have a phone call to answer.
You can't save them. Just pack a case and meet me at the station.
They've closed the lines. Weren't you listening to the radio? Because of the flu.
There is no flu, Lizzie.
Oh, Christ, Stephen, I'm not stupid. Of course there's no flu. But the stations are still closed.
There's an access footpath that runs alongside the main tunnel. You can get out that way. They won't have thought of it.
You know what's going on, don't you?
You can't use the phone anymore.
What, like you're not using one right now?
Funny. Listen. Just don't use the phone after this. No TV or radio either. It can hide in the signal.
You make it sound like it's alive.
I don't think we have a word for what it is. Just promise me. Don't tell anyone. Pack quietly. Meet me at the station tomorrow, all right?
I feel awful lying and leaving all these people here.
It was a brilliant idea about the show. Top marks for that, you clever thing.
That's Peter Pan.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, so main hall map.
Boy, Shipley, I want a word with you.
What?
Get over here, soft lad, and keep your voice down. Do you know who I am?
Yeah? You work for Meg Holloway?
Charlie Tate. You can call me Charlie.
What's this about, Charlie?
Rachel Baker.
What about her?
Oh, come on, son, I wasn't born yesterday. Are you looking to get your head kicked in?
She's 16. She's not a kid.
You try telling her dad that. He'll bloody kill you.
I love her, though. You can't stop love.
I'm not telling you to stop anything. Just be careful, that's all.
Frank and Charlie giving decent advice. Right. This is Lizzie's caravan. Or trailer, as they want to call it.
Don't touch it. It's fine.
It's like a sunburn bit. It's a funny shape. Is it sore?
I can't feel it at all. Don't fuss over
I
it.
can't believe that you left Kate there. Why won't you tell me what happened?
She's probably not even noticed I've gone.
Ah.
It's really nothing.
You're lying. Don't lie to me.
Fine. We had a row. She'll work all night anyway.
Stephen, listen to me. Was there an accident? Is that how your face got burnt?
It's nothing. Something, I don't know. Just got a bit shaken up and then we fought. She wanted to stay and collect more data.
Was she burnt as well? Is everything all right?
Jesus, Liz, you sleeping with me or her? She's fine, we're both fine. I don't want to talk about her. I came here to see you.
I just worry.
Well, don't. Come to bed.
I don't even care that he was screwing her. What made me angry was that he treated me like I was too stupid to notice. I dream through the light storm and see the pattern dancing on his skin as he burns. I wake up with eyes full of liquid light. I'm going to concentrate all 5 remaining towers on the same point in the sky. If it is establishing conduits for communication, that should create a jump in bandwidth.
Hey, it's just been on the radio that they're closing the roads. Something about the flu?
No one here has flu, Sean. There's no flu here. I overheard Mrs. Graves, and she said another family that has left. She said they must have left last night, but the car and all that stuff's still here.
Screw this day. There's 15 people up and left in 2 days. I don't like it. Where's the baby?
Asleep in the caravan. Sean, I don't want to sit around you waiting for it to get worse. I reckon if we leave now, we can get out to the valley before they get their acts together and close the roads.
You think so?
Yeah, we can go the back roads, through the woods. I'll leave some money on the side for Mrs. Graves. You know her husband isn't back yet either.
He's a boozer, right? That's what I've heard. That's her problem anyway.
Don't be unkind, Sean.
Come on, let's go and get Dylan.
Unless I'm missing something. Either they got out or there's some subtle environmental storytelling that I missed and they died in the middle of nowhere.
I think it was instant. I know that's no help.
Can you leave me alone?
There was nothing we could do. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Pat.
You've woken the baby. Just leave me alone.
Rachel, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Going to that caravan now. God, look at this. Makes me shiver.
you found it like this?
Yeah. I got into the habit of checking in first thing in the morning just to make sure he's had his pills.
Mr. Coles is not a well man, Elizabeth. It's entirely possible he upped and wandered off. If things progressed, the mind can be a fragile thing, you know?
It's just not very like him, that's all I'm saying, Doctor. He never misses the mid-morning bingo.
He didn't smoke, did
Not that I knew of.
he? There's a funny... It's like ash.
Well, that is odd. Reese cleaned in here yesterday afternoon. I'll have to have a word.
It's not like cigarette ash. Strange.
Dr. Wade has just been a phone call. We're needed back at the village. Apparently Mrs. Boughton has disappeared.
Right, to the road.
Hi, this is Kate Collins and Stephen Appleton. Leave a message.
Stephen, it's me. I'm leaving. I've waited as long as I can. If you are there to meet me, I'm leaving for the station now, but I am going anyway, whether you're there or not. But I love you. Please be there. I love you.
We're not even really talking at the moment, if I'm honest with you. I've been sleeping in one of the empty chalets. Otherwise, we just sit there in silence. And then he goes off and pretends he's not drinking from one of his secret little stashes. And I pretend I ain't noticed, and then when we go to bed, it's all I can do not to scream. I don't know why we're still together. Except I do. Still love him.
You remind me of Mary when she was your age. If we'd had a daughter, I'd have been proud if she turned out like you.
You don't have to say that.
Just talk to Robert. Tell him you know he's drinking again. You two can work it out together. I know you can.
I wish I had your faith. I just don't want to be the person who stayed because they were afraid to move. I know you can't dwell on the past. I know that, but sometimes you do just think, don't you? What if the accident hadn't happened? I could have been anywhere right now, rather than stuck here, rehearsing Peter bloody Pan and fixing tumble dryers for the umpteenth time. Oh, Frank, you are an angel.
Don't be daft. You're still young, Lizzie. You got plenty of time to be whatever you want to be. Just don't keep using that leg of yours, or that husband, as an excuse.
I tried to leave the observatory, but couldn't. I stood at the gates, but couldn't conceive of a world outside. The strangest feeling. As if the valley, Stephen, everything was simply irrelevant. An idea of something, not as something itself. I'm losing track of time. Of whether I'm asleep or awake. My fingers have gone numb at the tips. It's like they still feel. But what they feel is no longer from me. Like the signal has been hijacked.
It's quite something, isn't it? Yeah, it is. You ever seen anything like it? They must be well happy at the observatory place. They're probably all partying there right now. This is right, Boston. It is. Right. That's me. Short leash. Kids up half a night, bloody teething. Missus will kill me if I'm gone too long. Good night, mate. Night.
You shouldn't be smoking, you know. Not in your condition.
It's Stephen's fault. He got me started again.
I'm not going to try and stop you, but the weather's looking pretty rough. There's a storm coming.
That's what Stephen said. He said he'll meet me, but there's things he has to do first. He seems to think that all of this is connected to him. I don't know. I'm going anyway, whether he comes or not.
I'm assuming Stephen has thought of a way through the quarantine.
Oh, he's clever. You gotta give him that.
Do you trust him, though?
Well, I love him. So I'd hope that was good enough.
I hope so, too. Listen, if you can't get through, for whatever reason, I'm getting people together at the village hall, rounding up stragglers, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've got all the campers together here, doing a show. Peter Pan. The kids love it. It'll take their minds off things. Hey, did you see that?
Sniff, sniff. Maybe it's down here. Ah, okay.
Di, whatever's wrong? You look terrible.
Mrs. Graves.
Sean's baby Dylan, is he all right?
He's fine. Di, come on.
It's okay. Let's get you a cup of tea.
Mrs. Graves, I need to tell you.
Leave it. Di.
Do you try and get out of the valley? All the roads are shut now.
I know. I was driving really fast, but the other car was on the wrong side of the road, and oh God, I think
Di, for fuck's sake, leave it.
It's all right. Hey, you're all right. Sean's all right. Baby Dylan's all right. That is what matters. Everyone's all right.
But
no. Now I need your help. Some of the children, they're getting quite frightened. So Rachel and I, we decided to push forward the show, keep them occupied. You said the other night you play piano. Can you help with that?
Yes, I suppose so, but Mr. Graves, Rob
can look after himself. He's a big boy now. Don't worry. Just head to the hall and find Rachel. She'll tell you what needs practicing.
Mr. Graves.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Graves.
And Sean, go and find Reese, please. See if he needs some help.
Yeah, of course.
Go on.
Oh, Robert.
This is a public service.
I'm sure no one saw you. Mrs. Graves?
I can hardly look her in the eyes. Are you sure we got enough money?
Yeah. Once we're in France, we can start working anyway.
My dad will bloody skin you.
We'll be in Spain and married by the time your dad knows we've gone.
Oh, God, Stephen. What's happening to me? All 5 towers are now operating together, and I've got the reception up to the red zone, but it's not enough. I'm going to try and route the signal through Tower 6 to create a singular point of reception and re-coordinate the optical array, which should, in theory, focus a signal spike on the point of origin. If I conceptualize this origin point as a 7th tower, then it makes a kind of sense. Kind of. I think we're moving so far beyond everything I understand about physics. Anyway, it's gotta be worth a shot.
So this is where Kate and Lizzie have a conversation.
Hello, Catherine.
It's Kate. Elizabeth?
Lizzie.
I've heard a lot about you.
It's good, you know, you and him, it's not difficult or anything.
Should it be?
I'm sorry?
You said it wasn't difficult. I don't see why it would be difficult. You and Stephen were together a long time ago. He moved away. It certainly isn't difficult for me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, or...
I'm not offended. Listen, Elizabeth...
Lizzie, please.
Lizzie. Right. You seem like an okay type of person. And I'm not trying to be rude, I promise. But let's try and be realistic here, huh? Let's, try and do our best. It's a British thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. I suppose it is. We'll do our best then.
Awkward as hell.
She's done a runner.
Don't say that, Reese. She wouldn't do that. Would she? What about Dylan?
She's not exactly jumped at the chance of looking after him, has she? She's just left you to it. She's not coming back.
Then let her go. She's always thinking of everyone else. There must be something important she needs to do.
It looks like you're in charge now.
So I guess this means we're not leaving, are we?
Spain can wait. Listen, you get back in there, and you make this the best bloody Peter Pan ever performed in England. And I'm gonna go and get your mum and dad.
Promise me you'll come back.
I promise.
Makers to the main hall, please. All holiday makers to the main hall. Makers to the main hall, please. All holiday makers to the main hall. Makers to the main hall, please.
She's not in her office either.
Well, they live nearby, don't they?
Yeah, in the village.
You don't think she's gone to look for Mr. Graves, do you?
I think Lizzie knows Robert will turn up when he's sober. He'll be all right.
Do you want me to go and look for her?
No, it's okay. Come on, I promised the kids another shot the last number, then I promised everyone a cup of tea.
You're very like her, you know. Like Lizzie.
Me? No, I'm not. First chance I get, I'm out of here.
Okay, so I remember that story. I couldn't remember if we saw that recent Rachel moment down by the lake. I think possibly we didn't see that one. This building.
I found another dead bird over at the swimming pool.
That's the fourth one this morning. Did you fish it out?
Yeah. Did you get a chance to think about that pay rise?
Oh, I'm sorry, Reese. I've been a little bit busy. Oh, Rachel.
Sorry I'm late, Mrs. Graves. I was packing away the tennis things.
Did you check Mr. Cole Shelley again like I asked you to?
He's not back yet.
I haven't seen him either. Do you think he went into town?
Maybe, yeah,
Oh,
something like
Lisa,
that.
the Dentons were booked in for a 4:30 tennis session, but they didn't show up. So I went to their chalet. You know, they always take the one near the campfire, but they weren't there either. I think maybe they went into the village for a Hoover bag and might have given Mr. Cole a lift.
A Hoover bag?
Why on earth would they do that?
So funny.
Well, I think maybe Mrs. Denton was hoovering in the back, so they had to get another one. Because there's this dust all over this chalet.
Let me get that.
Okay, manage.
Is your hip giving you grief today?
Always gives me grief. And I managed for the last 10 years, so you're a little late for the knight in shining armour routine.
Suit yourself, I'm only trying to help.
God damn it, Stephen. I'm not some useless, sappy girl that you can just string along forever. Look around you. I made all of this. I built it on my own when everyone else had written me off as some poor little cripple.
You know that's not how I see you.
Well, you weren't there, were you? No. You'd given up on me long before the accident.
What do you want from me, Lizzie? I love you. I'll do anything.
Anything except okay? I thought not. I love you too, but sometimes I think you just say what you think everyone else wants to hear.
Farmers Mire, that's all of that lot. And now we have the conclusion. We have to get to the main hall. Making good time. Ignoring the 20-minute mess up at the start, where I glitched an item. So that's 2 hours and a half so far. It should be. There we go.
Sleeping baby, darling child, clouds and starlight, starlight, starlight. When you wake, you will be mine. Starlight, sleep and love. Sleeping baby, shadow dust, clouds and starlight. Lambert starlight. When we're called to go, we must. Into starlight. Sleep and love.
See you sleep. You all right, kid?
I'll be alright. You should get some sleep, Charlie. You look exhausted.
Okay, I hadn't noticed the people behind on the bunk beds. Because I was stood on that mattress in the centre. So yeah, there were quite a few people here. I don't believe I have to go anywhere out but here. There we go. So, if we've got everything up to now, the motion control story event that we just did was 104, and we need 128 to get the trophy. So, not many left. The ones in this chapter are quite close together, you see. So, 20-25 minutes maybe? And we should be good, I guess. Oh, if we could go any quicker, it would be nice. Gosh. Come on. Go, 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 go.
There's data coming through faster than I can encode it. I've already lost 2 processors. They keep burning out.
Please, I love you. You need to get out of there. It's not safe.
I need you, Stephen. I need you here. I can open the gate manually. I can let you in.
It's too dangerous. You don't understand what's happening
No,
out here.
you don't understand. We can solve this. We can find a way. I just need more power. I need to amplify the signal, and I can't do it on my own. You saw the opportunity. You ran the numbers, you remember?
We're responsible for all this. You and me.
It's not just you and me anymore, though, is it?
Jesus, Kate, you're trying to talk to it, aren't you? Kate, you can't.
Stephen, I have to.
It's interesting that the event there is not done until it hangs up and you get a bit of dial tone and everything. I'm actually using the controller colours to understand fully when I can keep moving. Because when an event triggers, it either goes orange or pink.
It's completely dead, it won't start.
It's only a short walk to the camp. I think we should split up.
It's
You
a
go and
pink
fetch
at the
Rachel,
moment.
I'll go back to the village and find Evie.
I don't think we should split up.
I don't want to either, Charlie, but we've got to. I'll meet you back at my house later on, okay? We can talk properly then.
Why won't you tell me what happened?
No, actually, you should stay at the camp tonight. Come and find me in the morning. Bring Rachel back. She's going to need her mother.
Meg.
Just take care of her.
Meg!
What is it, Charlie?
Nothing. Just be careful, that's all.
I will, I promise. You as well. I'll see you later on.
And so it starts to blend, and now it's blue. I mean, it's neat they've done that, but until I read that comment earlier when people were talking about the Rumble, I would not have even looked at the controller. Right, so we need a phone at Forley's. That's in the back, I seem to remember. So that's also weird. We're obviously holding the accelerate button, and as we approach this, we have to go an awful lot slower.
But why on earth are you there? Why aren't you calling from home?
It's hard to explain. I'm having to move around to follow it. When it finds a suitable host, it begins to amplify. Sorry, I'm not making much sense.
They're talking about flu and a quarantine on the radio, but this... I know you're not that kind of doctor, but it all just sounds really weird.
We don't know exactly what it is yet, but it's got something to do with the other night.
Stephen, your face, the mark, do you think you're infected?
It's not a disease, Lizzie. It's something else. There's something Kate said about patterns. I can't grasp it clearly yet.
Okay, come over. Have some lunch. We can talk properly. Have you spoken with Kate?
Well, she's locked herself in the observatory. She's buried in the data. But it's already out here in the world. I need to see how it adapts.
How what adapts? Stephen, try to explain.
That thing.
Lizzie, listen. Be ready. I need to go. It's moving again. I'll call you later.
It is kind of weird you don't see Stephen sit down and talk to people of the town, village, and discuss the problem. He sort of behaves egotistically, like he can fix everything.
Do you think she'll like it?
It's in an awful state, Stephen. I don't
It'll
think
be an
she'll...
adventure. It'll mean putting down roots here, maybe a family.
Are you sure she wants children? What, to stay here? It's not her place, you know.
Don't start that again, please.
I mean, she's ambitious, love, and she's, well, older. She's not going to want to stay cooped up at home looking after the kids.
Is that how you felt about me?
Oh, stop it, Stephen. That's not what I meant, and you know it. I'm just saying you should make a choice. If it's a family you want, well, you know how much Lizzie wants a family.
Jesus, Mum, I didn't come here for marriage guidance. I just asked what you thought about a fucking house.
Stephen, Appleton language.
Sorry, it's just that you have to understand. Kate is the most brilliant, extraordinary, wonderful person I've ever known. She's like no one else. The way she looks at things. It's like she has whole worlds inside her head. I don't think you or anyone really understands that.
Stephen should tell Stephen about how much he loves Kate.
Physical changes are evident. Although the butterfly burn is now faded, I can clearly see the change in my pores up close. As I record these words, I can feel myself hearing them as if for the first time, as if I'm both speaker and listener simultaneously. I am a scientist. I can only deal with the evidence I have. And this points in one simple direction. It's not in the observatory.
Duh.
It's in me.
Yep. I don't think I'll notice how many dead birds there were on the road. First playthrough.
Kate, can you hear me? Listen, I'm trying to make things right. I've isolated myself. I'm in the old bunker at the substation. Just keep this band clear. If it's still alive, I'll try and check in every hour. Kate, I've convinced them to use the gas. I didn't know how else to stop it. I couldn't save them. Kate, it's in us, too. I've made arrangements for myself after the strike, after I finish the job. You need to think of that, too. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it all.
No, I love you there. Right, there is TV.
Stevens, you know the protocol. That doesn't matter now. It's figured out how to circumvent the telecommunications blackout. What? I didn't think it could. Kate understood. She saw how adaptable it was. How smart. Jesus Christ, you're talking about it like it's alive. You have to assume that everyone here is infected. We can't know that. We're infected. It's killed all the birds, and now it's in us. It's trying to leave the valley any way it can. The quarantine is not enough. You've got to remove the carriers. You've got to cut off its energy source, its food. I've already told you, Stephen, I'm not going to water an airstrike. You have to. Now it knows we're onto it. It's going to keep on spreading as fast as it can. The quarantine and blackout will hold it in check. They've cut all of the phones out of the valley, so it's only you communicating out now. Are you listening? It's figured out ways around it. Radio waves, something. All of the lines are cut, but the phones are working anyway. You've done all the right things, but it's not enough. You've got to stop it before it adapts again. Stephen, my family, my wife and kids. You know perfectly well what you've got to do. I can't do it. Don't ask me to do it. You're asking me to sign their death warrant, my own family. Damn it, don't you think I'm aware of that? I'll still be here when you drop the fucking stuff. Don't you lecture me about sacrifice, you spineless little shit. If you're so full of ideas, you come here and try dealing with it. Tell them the time when we had a choice is over. Tell them to do it. You've got to do it now.
Now we're going to the pub for a pint. I think it's so eerie this time of day.
You look well.
I don't. But thank you. You too. How are you settling in?
Nothing changes around here. I mean, it's great to be back. It still feels like home, I suppose. In a funny kind of way.
It's been a long time, Stephen. Last time you saw me, I could still walk properly.
You look pretty good to me.
Stop it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry about how things worked out.
Or didn't.
Or didn't, right.
Do you think you made a mistake leaving?
My mum tells me it's never too late to change things. To put things right.
Funny. It's just what she said to me the other day. I have been wondering what she meant by that.
That's embarrassing. Sorry.
Maybe I should go.
Why?
Stephen, we're both married. I don't think this is a good idea.
What isn't? We're just two old friends having a drink, that's all. I've never seen it.
They do, though.
You're overreacting.
Stephen, they stare at me. Yesterday I went into the village and this old woman just stopped in the middle of the street and stared at me like I had two heads.
Oh, don't be so melodramatic.
I'm like a walking freak show. Oh, this place, it's so insular. I just don't understand how you grew up here.
Well, I was very different then. And they're not so bad, really.
That's easy for you to say.
Just give it a bloody chance, Kate. This was the deal. A year here, and we could be in with a real shot at Lucia.
Stephen!
Oh, Christ, it's Lantham.
Stephen Appleton, I thought it was you. What's all this about a young wife? Oh. Hello.
Two heads, Stephen. Hi, I'm Kate.
Darling Stephen, I don't know if you'll ever listen to this. Maybe you've decided to stay with Kate, and I can't blame you for that. But I can't wait for you either. I've got to think about a baby. And, well, I should have left a long time ago. I've run out of excuses for not leaving now. But I do love you, Stephen. And I hope you find peace one way or another. Oh, there's planes coming.
They closed the tunnel.
There's no trains. I've put up a sign.
The tunnel, Howard, is it closed?
I think so. I don't like it. It's not right at all.
Stop whining. It doesn't help anyone. Did you know you're bleeding?
Oh, it's this headache. It's just killing me. I haven't had a nosebleed like this since I was a kid.
But you've not been to the village?
No, I've been here the last couple of days, or at home. We've only spoken to Clive at the EMC on the phone. Well, tried to anyway, but with all the crossed lines...
But no direct contact with any other people?
No, no one. What are you talking about? What's going on?
It's the pattern. It's adapted again. It doesn't need direct contact to transfer. It's using the phones.
What do you mean, direct contact? Stephen!
Kind of surprised at that point it hadn't spread out of the valley, frankly.
This is Catherine Collins, recording for posterity. It's all over. I don't know how long I've got. Whatever he did, whatever the planes were carrying, it's burning my lungs. Probably some kind of nerve agent. I suspect it's only exposure to the pattern that has kept me alive this long. I'm making my way to Tower 6. I'm going to fuse the signals from the optical array. I just hope I can make it.
Me too. Phone up here.
there anyone there? Can anyone hear me? Clive? Clive, it's Stephen Appleton. Are you there? Can you hear me? Over. Come on, Clive. Where are you? Damn it. Kate, it's Stephen. Come in, Tower 6. Kate, are you there? Kate? Anyone? Hello? Can anyone hear me? This is Dr. Stephen Appleton broadcasting from within the quarantine zone. Can anybody hear me? Over. Oh, God, no. No. Fucking hell, no!
You're a daft old bird walking all the way out here for it. You know Charlie would have dropped it off.
What, and have that stinking great lorry of his poisoning my birds? He shouldn't be driving it on these lanes. It's a hazard.
I think he was hoping he could have a word with you about Frank.
There's nothing to say.
Oh, listen, Wendy, they might all be scared of you, but that's not going to work with me. You're 68 years old. Grow up. Talk to Frank.
How dare you speak to me like that? Give me my bird feeder right now.
Promise me you'll drop by and see your brother.
Megan Holloway,
Not a chance. Promise me. It's for your own good, and you know it.
You are a shamelessly manipulative and difficult woman. It's no wonder Charlie adores you so much.
No wonder I do what?
No wonder you never finish what you start. I thought I told you to check the incoming stock orders. Wendy, one bird feeder for you. I'll tell Frank you'll stop by.
Oh.
Charlie, stop mooning around and stick the kettle on. Make yourself useful.
Now it's hammer time.
Appleton! What are you doing here? You thieving bastard. I knew it was you.
Take everything you need. But then you have to leave. You don't understand. You can't be near me.
Painting your stupid little pictures. Stealing food. You always were a little prick.
Please, every second we're in proximity makes it worse. I'm a primary conduit.
You're a fucking disgrace. Come here!
Sam,
Don't
what
touch
the
me!
hell
Get
is
off!
going on?
Come in here! Lord,
Jesus,
get over
Sam!
us. Thinking you're so much better
Sam,
than the
leave
rest
him.
of us.
No physical
you
contact.
And your stupid fucking missus!
stop
She's
it.
better than any of you!
Sam?
Lizzie,
Meg, please.
don't come near me.
Meg!
Charlie!
Meg, wait!
Don't touch me!
Please, you have to understand, it was an accident!
Get off her!
Let go, let's just go.
Charlie, you have to understand, it was an accident.
Just leave him. Leave him.
What have you done, Appleton, you bastard?
Come on, Charlie, let's just
Meg,
get
Charlie,
out of here.
please!
Station Master's house. Howard Lantham speaking. Howard, it's Clive. Clive Smith. I need you to listen to me and not ask questions or interrupt. Can you do that? Yeah, I can. But why are you calling? The Emergency Measures Committee is imposing a quarantine around the valley. We've got an influenza outbreak in the village. We're suspending rail services, and we're also going to be shutting down the roads for a bit. You're going to be dealing with some anxious people, Howard, so you need to explain it's all under control, and we'll be back to normal in a few days. All right? Open up the emergency store. There's posters and boards, along with a bunch of stuff that hasn't been used since the war. Grab anything you think might be useful. I need you to close up any unoccupied buildings, put posters up, that sort of thing. Make sure everything is all squared away and shipshape. You are a military man, I'm sure you understand that. Everyone doing their bit, following their orders. All right? All right? I think. Good man. I knew we could count on you. Ah, Jesus, Maze. What the hell was that?
That was where you got infected. Now we're up to the train tracks. Not long now.
Repeating over and over to myself in the dark. Eating cold food from a can with my fingers. My name is Catherine Collins. I am Catherine Collins. As if I can force the world to acknowledge my existence. Time has ceased to exist in any real terms. I'm reduced to marking out the days on the walls. Like a cave woman.
So now we need to see an event, listen to a phone, trigger a motion control thing, another radio, and then we're going in the bunker. There should be an event after this poll, I guess. Just along here.
Jesus, man, what have you done to your face?
It's nothing. You collecting feed? Looks like the supplies haven't been coming in.
Huh? Again?
Phones are on strange. I can't pinpoint the logic of transmission.
You what? What are you doing with that paint?
Means the EMC are actually moving at the proper speed. Listen, Frank. Have you heard anything on the radio about a flu outbreak?
Doesn't seem much like flu to me.
They're shutting down access to the valley to try and isolate it. No, something about the phones. I can't put my finger on it quite yet.
What are you talking about? Hey, I'm still talking to you. Where are you going?
Either Frank was still trying to light a cigarette, or Stephen has a habit of just constantly flicking a cigarette lighter.
It's all over the valley. Don't you get that? This isn't some abstract thing. Whatever came down into the tower has got out. They've quarantined the whole valley.
It's right here in the observatory.
It's out in the world. It's adapting and spreading. Do you understand?
No, we can't turn it away. It's come too far.
Okay, people are disappearing.
6. Wait. It's trying to break through again. Wait!
This was a mistake.
What do you want me to say? You knew what you were getting into.
Really?
Well, I'm sorry we don't measure up to your exacting standards, Dr. Collins. Maybe you just need to give us ordinary humans a break.
What? Ordinary humans like Lizzie Graves? Did you really think that I wouldn't find out? Frank told me, or did you forget there's one person in this shithole who actually talks to me?
Kate, it was just a drink.
Don't bother, Stephen!
Oh, for Christ's sake. Kate, slow down.
You were engaged to her, Stephen. You nearly married her.
Oh, come on, it was just a drink.
Then why the hell did you lie to me about it?
Because I knew you'd be mad and then it would end up in a row. You wanted to focus on the event tonight.
Oh, so you were actually doing me a favor. Wow, I guess I just forgot to say thank you. Do not treat me like I'm an idiot.
You're overreacting. I know you're stressed.
Just don't. You keep away from me. I'm not gonna let you ruin this for me.
Kate. Kate, come on, this is crazy.
So the bunker's open. There is one more radio outside to interact with, and then we're going inside.
Pressure in my eyes again. I can't move my legs, can't feel my face. When I collapsed, the light was waiting for me there. Caught me, lowered me here. Now it's pooling around my feet, watching me. The printers are spewing out page after page of zeros. It's frightening, too.
I just felt the rumble. And that noise, and I'm like, oh, I need to listen to that.
Look after you.
Because even though it's the last one, I can still fail at this point.
It's alone. It's scared. Oh, it's traveled so far. It's okay. I can help you. We can be together now. 10 seconds to signal fusion. We can be together. 3 seconds. 2. Pressure in my eyes again. I can't move my legs, can't feel my face.
Just listening to it again, just in
When I
case.
collapsed, the light was waiting for me there. Caught me, lowered me here. Now it's pooling around my feet.
There are no more collectibles, however you can still trigger a few events to finish the
Printers
game.
are spewing out page after page of
Does that mean I
zeros.
don't need to interact with the tape recorders at the observatory at all? Can I just go straight to Tower 6? Or should I still do it? I think I'll probably still do it.
I'll look after you. It's alone. It's scared. Oh, it's traveled so far. It's okay. I can help you. We can be together now.
I'm still disappointed that
10 seconds to signal fusion.
for the open-ended trophy, there doesn't appear to be any difference in the ending apart from headcanon. And of course, if you've already played the game, then doing that's not going to make any difference. And if you haven't, why would you use a trophy to influence how you end the game? Just that frustrates me a little. Now we have a story about foxes.
When I was a kid, my dad found a fox. It had been hit by a car and couldn't walk anymore. My mum went spare, of course. Made him keep it in the shed. He was already slipping away from us then. He spent hours with that fox, telling it all about Italy and the villages they bombed there. I was jealous, I think. That the fox got more of my dad than I did. But it was dying, that was clear. So one day, I snuck out, took it a sandwich for food. I was only 8. When it bit me, I remember the anger, the shock, the hurt. Running in, screaming from the garden. My mum panicking about rabies. My dad beat it to death with a spade. Later I found him crying. I'd done it, Ken's son. That's what he said. I'd done it, Ken, it was hurting you. That's just a poor, dumb, dying animal. It doesn't know it's hurting us. Christ help us, it's left the valley. It's everywhere now. It's been 3 hours since the planes went over. I haven't been able to reach anyone on the shortwave. I'm beginning to think I may have made a terrible miscalculation. What are you? You understand me, don't you? Well, there's no one left. Just me. You know what this is? What I'm gonna do? You want light? Fine. I'll give you light. After me, there's no one. You'll be all alone again. Forever. Like before. You've taken everyone I've ever loved from me. You've made me do things I never even thought I was capable of. But if you think I'm coming with you... Kate? Wait. Stop. Kate.
Huh. I would have wanted it so that if we had learned everything, you know, like Until Dawn is, if you know the truth about the Wendigos, then it will change how it ties you into the ending. And I think, knowing all of the story, you probably know that Kate's there, Not that it would have changed how Stephen behaved at this point, because we're looking at the past. But, maybe we would have learnt more
This is Catherine Collins.
about how Stephen's headcanon was.
I don't know
So
if
he would have
anyone
been
will
able to
ever
make
hear
different
this.
choices. Because he reached out then
It's all over.
and dropped, I assume, as he was passing into
I'm the
light,
only
he
one
dropped
left.
the lighter. I don't remember it being such an explicit reaching out to Kate. The first time I played through, so I think it's just because I'm the benefit of hindsight, and just playing it again, you get more of a chance to revisit and pay attention to the little things.
On the plane, Stephen leaned across me and pointed out of the window. Down there, he said. That's home. But all I saw were patches of color. I don't think until this moment that I understood that one could contain the other so completely.
That's cool. Coloured lighting's very effective. See this slightly greenish white, slightly pinkish white. Are you meant to interact with TVs? No.
I watched a butterfly dancing in a strip of sunlight. All of its life contained in a single day.
Oh,
The
no?
blink of an eye.
My controller's not
of the
turned
darkening tide.
a different colour from blue,
Lying there with the
so I
pattern
assume this
curled
doesn't
around
count.
me, I saw the inevitability. The necessity of presence born from absence. The constant unfolding.
I guess it makes sense if there's no more collectibles, but if Tower 1 can have it, why does Tower 2 not have it? Interesting. That's 4 in the distance.
I know it didn't mean to hurt any of them. I try and explain why Lizzie tried to leave with her child and why it was wrong to stop her. I try and explain that much of what it did was wrong. It shows me Stephen and Lizzie together. And I'm happy for them. Frank walks his fields with Mary. Wendy and Edward nest together in the orchards of their love. Jeremy lies at peace with his God at last. All of them are happy because they're together.
Poor Jeremy.
I understand it better now. It is a collector of time. Of butterflies.
Time butterflies. Right, so we need to go to 4, which is over this way. Now, of course, the trails have adapted. Down there, there's spots. Here there are snakes. Just going up and down the pavement there, sorry. So just beyond the edge of it.
I watched the pattern lean in and time slow to almost nothing. I saw the flame leap from Stephen's hand and the moment hang in the air forever. I watched his face. And in the last second, I almost believe he saw me. He wasn't frightened.
He saw me.
Or angry. I remember his expression, just like I remember it from the first time. Early that morning when he woke and, still half sleeping, said, "God, I love you." And I loved him as he entered the fire. And I let him go, knowing I wasn't ready to join him. We have held time to ourselves here in this place. Held the light to the ground because we were afraid of the coming dark. But now we understand that to cling to the light is not living. I've spent my life watching the illumination from a million dead stars reaching for me without grasping this meaning. The light we cast transcends our death. The pattern made by our living creates a bridge across the dark. It reaches out from the shadow of the tower, across the observatory, over the valley, and consumes the world.
Yay!
Everything is light now. Everything has come to rest.
This pattern is mine.
The world is scored by the traces we carved into it. Our presence is everywhere, the bridge joining our stories. This world existed before we came to it, and it will continue without us. In the empty fields and houses, our traces radiate, and others will come to dance in the light we cast. We can slip away gently, unafraid.
Who are these others?
Knowing that everything will continue.
Considering she encouraged this thing to obliterate everyone in this area. Stephen talks about it leaving the valley, so are we to suspect everyone has gone to the Rapture? As in, everyone? So humanity's gone? What comes next? Okay, so I think the one or two stories we got that we managed to miss on the first way through, one was Rachel and Reese, I think, and one was Frank and Wendy. And I don't think it gave us anything more that we didn't know already. We already knew about the difficult relationship between Frank, his wife, her sister. So yeah, I think I must have just walked away from a radio while it was on, or quite a few of them, not knowing that one really should stop listening to it by turning them off.
We have each other.
I do like the music.
We
in
lived
this,
apart
it's so
from
good.
them. We understand now our failure to touch, to belong. But it doesn't matter anymore.
Everybody is gone, and we will join them. We are born apart, driftwood on the banks of an endless dark ocean, and we will be carried away by the swell soon enough. But in between, in the single day of living, that dancing in a strip of sunlight, we can find what we miss. The love that makes us whole. The imminence. Everybody found their other. This pattern is mine.
Well, that was Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, from beginning to end. We missed a few collectibles, because obviously I've done those in previous playthroughs. But that's the story, 100% of it. We didn't skip anything. There were a couple of locations we didn't visit, because obviously we didn't need to trigger. We didn't need to open all the caravans, didn't need to go to do the secret paths or anything. I don't think I looked at two of the chads, but that's how it is. I put my thoughts in an earlier episode of the story. The ending just feels a bit open-ended still. I don't know. I appreciate that the game exists. It has a few quibbles, like the walking speed and the rest. It's an interesting way to tell a story. I'm not sure I like the story from what they're trying to tell us, but I would still recommend people play it. I'm actually gonna stop the stream in a second, because I don't need 6 minutes of credits, and they're already in a different video, so if you really must see the credits, I think go to the wonderful... it's going to be part Stephen, because you have part Stephen, the next day is part trophies, this is part completionist, but I'm happy we managed to do it in, I guess, 3.5 hours. Including the mess at the start where we had to restart, because I finally worked out why it was giving me the little vibration in the audio cue, because I was walking away from events that they hadn't fully absorbed. Even if they were just radios, you have to turn them off. You can't walk away from them, or else it will count against what they want you to do. Anyhow, that is Everybody's Gone to Rapture, Platinum, get, and I'm happy with that. Thank you for watching.